Hi, this is Lakshmi Priya. In this presentation, we are going to discuss the working of IC566. So it is a voltage controlled oscillator. So from this name, we can learn that the frequency of the oscillator is controlled by the input voltage. So we know that in many circuits like multivibrators or any other conventional oscillators, so the frequency of the oscillator depends on the external resistor and capacitor value. So we can change the frequency by changing the value of this resistor and capacitor. So unlike in some applications, so the frequency is to be controlled by means of input voltage. So rather than only by this resistance and capacitance value. So this can be achieved by this voltage controlled oscillator. So the voltage controlled oscillator is a circuit whose output frequency is controlled by the input DC voltage. So it is possible to change the oscillating frequency by changing the control voltage. IC566 is a 8-pin IC. So pin number 1 is connected to the ground, and in pin number 2 we don't have any connections. So pin number 3 is called as square wave output. So we can get the output square wave at this pin number 3. Similarly, the pin number 4 is triangular wave output, so which is nothing but the capacitor output. And fifth pin is for modulation input voltage. So the input modulating voltage is given at this pin number 5. And sixth pin is for resistance and seventh pin is for capacitance. So here you can see, so the pin number 6 is for resistance and 7 is for capacitance. And the supply voltage is given to the pin number 8. So this is the internal block diagram of this IC. So here we have the blocks, that is constant current source, buffer, schematic trigger and inverter. So this capacitor charges and discharges through this constant current source. So whenever this modulating voltage increases, so this will increase the voltage at this terminal 6. So the resulting voltage drop across this R1 decreases. So initially, the capacitor is charges through this constant current source, and the voltage at this capacitor is given as the input to the non-inverting terminal of the schematic trigger through this buffer. And the output here is fed back to the non-inverting terminal through this voltage divider circuit. And here we have the RA and RB value resistors. So the value of these two resistors are equal. So whatever the voltage here is, after this drop, you will get 1/2 voltage here. So when this voltage is VCC, so you will get 0.5 VCC here. So this schematic trigger is designed in a way that, so the output is changes between plus VCC to plus 0.5 VCC. So when the voltage here is VCC, so the voltage at this point is 0.5 VCC. So this non-inverting voltage is compared with this capacitor voltage. So when this capacitor reaches beyond this 0.5 VCC, so the output of the schematic trigger goes from positive V saturation to negative V saturation. So you will get the negative pulse here. So compared to this, here we have a 0.5 VCC, and at this point, at particular point, so this charging value goes above this 0.5 VCC. So compare this, so this is higher than this positive voltage. So at that point, the schematic trigger output goes low. So this low output makes this capacitor starts to discharge through this constant current source. So the capacitor starts discharging. So when this value reaches 0.25 VCC, the schematic trigger again starts to goes high. So the capacitor value is designed in a way that, so it will change from 0.5 VCC to 0.25 VCC, and the schematic trigger output is changes from plus VCC to 0.5 VCC. So whenever this capacitor voltage exceeds this 0.5 VCC, the schematic trigger output goes low. So and whenever this value goes below this 0.25 VCC, so the schematic trigger output goes high. So in that way, we can get the triangular wave and square wave at this output terminals. And here we can see that the constant current source is controlled by this modulating input voltage, and the charging and discharging of the capacitor is through this constant current source. So by changing this input voltage, so we can control the charging and discharging of the capacitor. So this will decide the frequency of the oscillation. And this is the free running frequency equation. So that is F naught equal to 2 into V plus minus Vc divided by R1 C1 into V plus. So this V plus is nothing but the supply voltage. And from this equation, we can learn that the output frequency is not only depends on this R and C values, it also on this modulating input voltage Vc. So in this way, so the output frequency is controlled by this input modulating voltage.